We wanted to announce a trade today. We're going to go ahead and send out Frank Gore and the likes of Anquan Baldwin for Marvin Harrison and Thomas Jones. It was hard letting go of Frank Gore, but we feel that Marvin Harrison is going to come in here and hopefully find a spark in this team. We needed a change, and the Blues needed a change, and we've been talking over the last couple of days, and we feel that this trade should put us both in the right direction.
Don't say it, Jiggaman, Young Hove, Jay-Z, whatever they call you, don't say it. The FAA will come in here and give me a fatty fine for cussing because there is censorship laws in this country, even though they say there's not. But that's right, ladies and gentlemen, you heard owner of Team Fu correctly. The first trade in the IFL this year is a major blockbuster. Team Fu gets Thomas Jones and Marvin Harrison, and the Moons get Frank Gore and Anquan Bolden. What a blockbuster trade for two teams looking to turn it around. And who else would fit this week's interview better than team owner himself, joining us from Fu Field in Highland, California. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Ryan Fu. Ryan, are you on the phone with us today?
Yeah, what's going on, IQ? What's going on?
How's it going? Coming off a tough loss, man. Oof.
It's always hard. It's always it's tough when you lose to your father like that. But you can't put your head down. You got to take a step for the better, and that's what we're trying to do this week.
That's right. All right. Well, first off, Ryan, the first question, it's on my mind. Why? Why trade your number one overall pick and a good receiver, if I may say so myself, for a guy without a rushing touchdown this year and a receiver with only one TD?
That's why we drafted 3 running backs. We thought maybe we could pull off some kind of trade, and we wanted a top-notch receiver. Frank Gore wasn't doing too much for us, and we brought him in the other night and talked with him, and he knew what was going to happen. And we feel that Marvin Harrison and Thomas Jones are going to come in and give a spark to this team.
All right. Now, if you can, tell me about the trade talks between yourself and Raimundo Casado. I know you've been talking over the few weeks, and I'm sure things were a lot easier because you were actually his mentor. You actually were the one to bring him into the IEFL.
Me and Raimundo were talking for the past couple of weeks. We couldn't really decide on who we wanted to send out to each other. And it kind of died down, and then just as the last couple of days, we found a match, and I believe this match right here is going to help just not my team, but it's going to help both our teams, and I believe the IFL will see that in the upcoming weeks. All
right, now focusing on your team specifically, how will this acquisition of the two players that you got, Marvin Harrison and Thomas Jones, how will this help your offense?
I think that when you have Marvin Harrison and Roy Williams there, it's always a threat. It's always going to be a threat going into the game. That's what we were lagging at this whole season. And with both of those guys their bye weeks already passed. We got them throughout the rest of the year. So we're happy to have that, and we feel that he's going to come in and probably get it going on the right foot.
All right. Well, you did trade your number one overall pick, so I want to know, what do your players on Team Fu right now, the Roy Williamses and the Donovan McNabbs and the Ben Roethlisbergers and the Ronnie Browns, what do your players think of this trade? You traded the number one overall pick. Do they feel a little unloyal?
You know what? It might be like that. I haven't got a chance to talk to everybody. It just happened today. But you know what? He was our main guy, and everybody knew he was our main guy. But it shows that if you don't get it done over here, we're gonna ship you out. This is the worst we've done any years. This is our franchise's worst start in our history, and things weren't working out, and we had to make changes.
All right. Have you had a chance to speak to Harrison and Jones lately? What are their thoughts about this?
Harrison is happy. He's happy to team up with Roy Williams. And that's pretty much as much I got out of him. I will be seeing him tomorrow when he comes in off his flight. But other than that, we're happy to have him, and we feel that he's going to come in and really get us going on the right road, because right now we're not going down the right road right now.
All right. What about Thomas Jones?
Thomas Jones I think he's gonna be nice for a backup role. We already know that Ronnie Brown is our main running back, and could possibly be our captain this year. Right now, he's just spectacular, you know, and Brian Brown and Willis McGahee are going to be our two main guys, and then Thomas Jones is going to just fill that backup role.
All right, that was actually my next question. How much will you actually use Thomas Jones? Thomas Jones was used to playing a lot with the Moons, with the injury to Rudy Johnson and the bye week to Rudy Johnson. So what does he have to say about now going from a starter to being a backup running back?
You know, last game he actually did really good. He ran for, I believe, 130 yards. He didn't get in the end zone. But you know what? Coming in off the bench for us, and if he could pull off something like that, you know, that'll be great. And that's all we want him for. And he knows that's going to be his role. But things happen. Injuries come here and there, and you never know. He might have to slip in a backup role, and he might be able to start one of these days. You never know.
All right. Well, now we got all this trade shindig out of the way, and we're nearing the end of our interview here. So I do this to everyone. You know it's coming. I know it's coming. I want some predictions for this weekend's games. Is that okay?
You know what? I'll go ahead and say what I have to say about a couple games.
All right.
You know, I'm not one to go out here and voice my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, our team isn't doing too well this year, so I try to hold back, a lot of comments. But I'll go ahead and answer some of those questions, man.
All right. First game we got here is the man who you traded with, the Moons versus the Pro Bowlers. How do you think that game's going to play out?
You know what? I think with the Moons bringing in, some of these players, it's going to be a big week for them. They've got Javon Walker. I don't know if he's going to be playing by next week, but that one's going to be a toss up there. I think that I would roll with the Moons. They got their squad. Looks like they're ready to go here, and Pro Bowlers coming off that week. I don't know. If you were to ask me, I would roll with the Moons.
All right, let's go for the other game, the Bone Crushers versus the Dingleberries.
Oh, man, right now, even though Bone Crushers went 150 this week, you got to roll with the Dingleberries. Bone Crushers just isn't too consistent, just like our team. And, the running backs are very questionable. So I got to go with Dingleberries.
All right, and now this week you play the Von Dons, who are actually, I think, the most underrated team in the league who I think is the best quarterback right now in Tom Brady, and probably, honestly, the best wide receiver in TJ Houshmandzadeh, has scored every week. So you're going up against some tough odds, but you bring in Marvin Harrison and you bring in a backup role with Thomas Jones. Who's going to win that game?
You know what? I'm not going to take anything away from Von Dons. He's looking strong, and he is probably the most underrated team this year. Obviously we're going to go in here and try to win, but we're going up against a very tough team.
Yep.
And hopefully we go in there and win. We need to win. We definitely need this win. So I'm going to go ahead and say us, but with the way we're going this year, you don't know.
All right. And the last game of the week, the Ruber Squad versus the Sizzle Dis. Who's going to come up on top?
Man, that one's going to be a tough one. Some of those guys are missing from that game on Ruber Squad. But I think right now I have to roll with maybe Ruber Squad. They're just a consistent team.
Yep.
When you have LT, even though I don't think LT's playing next week, I got to roll with them. They've shown that they've had consistency throughout the whole year.
All right.
And obviously they beat us.
All right, very quickly now. We're running out of time here. Just a couple seconds left. Playoffs. Who's in? Who's out? And who wins it all this year?
You know what? I have to roll with Ruber Squad right now. They're looking good. Luck is looking good on their side, and it looks like they might get it done this year. And if you want to rule the top bottom teams out right now, I would say we're out and Bone Crushers is out.
All right. One more question. What does your old man think about the trade? Just a few more seconds.
You know what? He didn't say too much. All he knows is that he's still the best team in the league, and he will be. So it's our job to go out there and prove him wrong.
All right. Thanks a lot, Ryan. Always a pleasure.